We're alive. We are alive. Let's do that one more time. Yeah. I was supposed to kick in right now. I don't think it did. I had to press some buttons to get everything done, but we are live. Happy Saturday, friends. Let's do that one last time. Yes. Yeah, something was supposed to happen. I had it set up such that things would automatically do things, and yet it just did not. But that's okay. That means automation continues to need to be developed, and we're going to do that. RJ, is the music better? Our friends on Twitch are letting us know that the music is a touch too high. Yeah. My settings are just off today. I'm not sure what's happened, but we're going to get everything fixed. You know, every now and again, we stop streaming, we start streaming, volume levels get set in different places and all the things. I don't know what's happened, but let's fix this. Let's do a couple things. Okay, so I think we've got the audio set correctly now. I'm going in and making sure that everything looks the way it's supposed to. And then we're gonna turn that just a touch bit up. Just a touch bit up. Okay. All right. Hopefully we have gotten this figured out. All right. Hopefully we've gotten everything set up such that, you know, now things are actually working. So let's do that one more time. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. How are we doing, friends? Listen, it is July 12th here in I would guess cloudy Philadelphia. I'm not entirely sure what the weather is supposed to be. We've had nothing but rain, like literally nothing but rain for the last, I want to say maybe like 5 out of the last 6 weekends. It's been insane. It's been absolute madness. So I think today we'll finally get a reprieve, though I saw a bit of clouds this morning. So we'll see how this impacts the plans. But I'm super excited to be with you all. We haven't lit up last week. Okay, so last weekend was holidays here in the US. I think the weekend before we did light up. But then before that, we didn't light up, right? So we got a lot going on. We have a lot going on. But here I am, super excited to be with you all on what is a cloudy Saturday morning. Yes? Yeah. Now, let me also just say, I love that we get the chance to gather. The reason why we live stream is it gives me a chance to write some code, chance to connect with some developers, chance to just, learn some things along the way together. And so here on Corey Codes, I am always excited to bring our chat room into the chat. Welcome to our friends in chat. Wait, it's that way. It's that way. So if you want to join the conversation, please, by all means, go on ahead and join us on one of the many platforms that we're on today. This morning we are on, or I guess this morning, my time, we are on Twitch, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on LinkedIn. Yeah? Yeah? Wait, that was supposed to be the air horn. There it goes. That was supposed to be the air horn. My bad. And let's give a nice big warm welcome to our friends RJ and Surly Dev. It's great to have you in chat. I love that we've got folks who have been dedicated viewers, have been along with me on this journey. I think I've been streaming now for, Twitch told me that I celebrated my stream anniversary or streamiversary. I want to say like a month ago. And it's been, I think like 7 years or something like this. It's been a long time that we've had the channel. So it's nice to be back with you all. It's nice to be here with you all as well. I was going to tell you one more thing. I swear I was going to tell you one more thing. I cannot remember. This is how you know it's an early Saturday for me. Yeah, I've been subbed to myself for 73 months on Twitch. So it's been a long time, which let me just say thank you to every single person who's watched over the years. I promise you, I get a lot of compliments on the content that we've done over the years. And oftentimes folks say, we love watching you. We love engaging with you. It's so warm and friendly and inviting and welcoming. And I couldn't do this without you all. I really couldn't do this without you all. So just a major thank you. Yeah, major thank you. We went through a lot together, y'all. We changed jobs, we changed companies, we went through a global pandemic. We had a really good time gathering and supporting one another. So there's just been a lot going on, but I really appreciate y'all. This takes me back to moments where Surly roasted me on stream because I couldn't get my PR right. This takes me back to moments where we've had folks try to help me write code on stream and it just failed miserably. And then folks questioned my developer credentials. This takes me back to the 5 p.m. show. For those who've been around long enough, where we used to have our 5 p.m. show. Yes, RJ's calling out our spicy tweets when we would legitimately have such the most difficult time, and we would then end up tweeting people live on stream. We've had quite a few moments together. Hold on. My kids have just texted me. So my kids, no, it wasn't them. I thought it was my kids. So sometimes my kids text me and they will legitimately like send me like the most random things. And I think every parent understands this now, especially in this digital age where you get this random message. You're like, what am I supposed to do with this? So yeah, but good morning if they're watching. Good morning and shout out to the kids. They're not with me this weekend, but they're having a fantastic time. Yeah. I have there's another really, really, really good thing I have to do. And this one is part of me paying the bills. So sit tight for 1 second. I'm going to pull something up in the background because we got to pay some bills. We don't do this just for the love of doing this. Okay. So why is Hulu open? Anyway, so I have to tell y'all, so for those who don't know me, I have the privilege and pleasure of leading the developer content team at Okta on behalf of Auth0. Shout out to my amazing team. Actually, shout out to one of my amazing team members, Andrea Chiarelli, who just got renewed as a Microsoft MVP. Yeah, shout out to Andrea. We are hiring, and I forgot to share this, so I'm going to do this now. This is me paying the bills, okay? I have 2 roles open on my team right now. This is one of them. I'm hiring a staff developer advocate to join the team to help us do all things content. And let me just say, like, I put a lot of time and energy into writing this job description. This job description is as accurate as going to be. Like, it is truly a representation of what it is that this role is. Let me drop this in chat for those who are interested. You are very, very, very welcome to come on and join the team. This role as well, I should mention, where is it? I think we put it in here. Yes. Just so we're clear, this role is based out of Canada, right? It's not a US based role. It's not a role that's based out of other parts of the world. It is specifically seated in Canada. And yes, there's a reason why. And so because of that, I want to make sure I'm clear about that. But I really am hoping that we can bring on a fantastic developer advocate to join the team. Yes. Okay, so I've paid some bills. Let me go hit some questions in chat because our friend RJ's asking the right questions. RJ asks, how's Okta Auth0 going? It's good. We've just had our Developer Day event. If you've had the chance to watch developerday.com, we've just hosted, let me see if I can pull it up. We just hosted our Developer Day event about a month ago. Yeah. So let me just show this to you. We just hosted our Developer Day event, kicked off by our fantastic president, Shivramji Deepu Sasidaran. He is one of our fantastic staff level developer advocates. And they did an amazing job just talking about like Gen AI applications and what it means to secure your Gen AI applications. And then we had a number of other sessions from some of our friends in different parts of the company or in different parts of the industry, just talking about how we bring identity into digital applications today that are now all things AI. And so we had a fantastic number of sessions. You can watch them all on YouTube. You can find them all on developerday.com. They're all available. And it's really good. I mean, this is really good stuff. There's folks on our team who've done things. We had folks from Vercel, from Llama Index and LangChain. It was a really, 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 really good event. We got a lot of good feedback. We welcome it. So we're busy over at Auth0. We're really busy at the moment. There's a lot going on, and I'm incredibly proud of what the team was able to do here. So shout out to the fantastic team. The other thing is, I have a second role open right now. We don't really need, I think we may have even taken it down from LinkedIn. We have a second role open right now for a content editorial manager. And so, underneath my team's responsibility is all things Auth0 blog. And I'm bringing in a fantastic content editorial manager to help shepherd the blog. So, to be in a spot where we're hiring, where we're doing great content, where we're getting stuff out for developers, it's just exciting. It really is. So that's how Auth0's going. RJ asked if I didn't just RJ asked if I didn't just get ChatGPT to write RJD. I did not do that. Thank you. I did not do that. No, I did use some Google Gemini to help me with crafting the language, but it didn't do the full lift. It did do about a good portion of it, though. I won't lie about that. It look, you want me to sit down and write this in this day and age? Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And funny enough, and folks who've been here with us long enough, they'll know I love to start new projects. I may even start a new one today. But they, I did. RJ asked, how many file news did it take to get it written? It only took one. I promise you, I'm getting better at this. It only took one. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, so we got that going. What else is going on? There was a bunch of conversation I saw online. I'm not doing a good job, I think, of staying up to date on the latest and greatest in all things building AI-powered applications. I saw this amazing tweet from David Fowler over at Microsoft, shout out to David, who was showing off things that you can do in .NET Aspire. We're going to dig into .NET Aspire as well, around building an AI-powered application without you having to do a lot of heavy lifting yourself. I really do think, like, as software developers, we are really moving to a place where our value is changing, right? Where the skill set, the value in the skill set is absolutely changing. And it's not going back, let's be clear. So I am of the mindset that I want to stay up to latest and greatest on what the development work chain looks like, if that makes sense. So I'm there's a part of why we're also streaming, right? Is for me to keep my skills fresh. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Cross fingers. Let me take a sip of water real quick. I legitimately, my fraternity is having its national convention. Shout out to the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. They're having their national convention out here next week. I won't be able to attend for personal reasons, but I'm super supportive. Super supportive. So I'm really excited about that as well. You may see me with some alpha things between this week and next. So but I'm excited about that. Let me hit the comments really quickly, and then we got to go write some code. Oh my God, my layout is all jacked up. I gotta fix this. I look crazy right now. RJ said he would have lost it like 10 times previously. Yeah, because if you've never watched, I love to start new projects. I think, like many developers, I love to start new projects. And so it's not unusual. It is absolutely not unusual. But here we go. And then lots of new content on fine-grained authorization and Gen AI. Need to spend some time to read it all. Yeah, what's really cool. So I'm going to see if I can figure this out. Hold on. So there are a number of us who are doing some fantastic things around fine-grained authorization. And what's interesting to me, hold on. I'm looking for a thing, and I've just found it. I've just found it. So I'm going to show this to you. Transition. Here we go. So fine-grained authorization. This is one of those things that really does force you to think very differently about how people actually use your application. And so I love this. I really love this. A lot of folks are still trying to understand like what fine-grained authorization means, what it looks like, because the way that we've thought about authorization very much was, role-based. Hey, if you're a user and you're in a specific role, you have access to a specific thing or a specific part of a thing. And fine-grained authorization is actually much more precise than that. It's okay, but what are the actual things you need to do? And so shout out to the fantastic FGA team. Let me come on in here. Let me drop this into chat. docs.fga.dev. Legitimately, this is Auth0's offering for all things fine-grained authorization. But it's absolutely amazing. I love that they get in here and this is something that I love, where we really talk about like, what are the different ways you can authorize people, right? And what is, I love that they have a playground in here, the FGA playground. And so this is one where you can get in and go learn and play and go see what comes of it. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Now I'm not logged in. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I'm logged in. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Yeah. So you can come in here and build your own fine-grained authorization models for what you want. They've done something to show you what this looks like in GitHub, right? So you can see sort of how this works, and they've given you definition and they've given you tuple query, so you can query to see if a certain user would have access to certain things. But it's really good stuff. It really is. So let me cheer for that. Let me transition back over really quickly. And now let's set up the day. We have about 35-ish minutes. I am live this morning, catching up on my fractions application. So for those of you who've joined us, I've been building this fractions application and I've been moving very slowly. Oh my God, it's been so painstakingly bad. But I've been building this fractions application to help my daughter learn to do fractions. And we've made some fantastic progress. We've made some really fantastic progress. But we also are trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out which direction I want to go with it so I can go faster. So this morning, I'm going to do a quick download to just get a sense of where the project is. It's been about 2 weeks since I've touched the code. Admittedly, there's been a lot going on at home, so I've not had the time to jump into the code off stream. So we'll see where this goes. And then the other thing is ask questions. I'm learning, part of the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can learn. I'd love to hear what you all think. So ask questions, challenge me, and yeah, let's see what we can get into. Yeah. Let me just hit RJ's comment real quick. Is the FGA Playground new? It's not. The FGA Playground's actually been around for quite some time. And the folks who maintain that, fantastic group of people, they're often continuing to seek feedback. So I think it's great. Another one of our advocates, actually, let me see if I can find her page. Carla has been doing some streaming around this as well. Hold on. Let me go find her thing, because she's been streaming on LinkedIn as well. There it goes. There it goes. I've just found it. I have just found it. So Carla has an event on LinkedIn. I should probably do something similar as well. But let me change screens real quick. Carla has an event called Coffee and Code on LinkedIn, which is fantastic. Where she is also actively working on the Ruby SDK for OpenFGA. So for those who are interested, feel free to come on over and take a look. Definitely go on ahead and hit the attend button so you can get the notification. Now you see the time. So for me locally, it's at like 5 a.m., right? 5 a.m. on Fridays. My goodness. At 5 a.m., I'm usually awake, but I'm usually working out. So I can turn Carla's stream on in the background. But I think it's a quick hour, it's very much like mine, to the point, quick and simple. We make some progress, we build with developers, and we have a little bit of a good time while doing it, yeah? So shout out to Carla. Make sure y'all go attend Coffee and Code, yeah? RJ asked me if there was a formal Okta Auth0 stream. There is not at the present. Now, we've been working on it. I will tell you that. We've been working on it because we want to, sorry, I'm fixing something behind the scenes. We've been working on it because we're trying to get a consistent schedule. We've just finished Developer Day, and now we're starting to turn some of our attention to this as well. So yeah. All right, y'all, let's go write some code. So I'm going to close out some windows in the background. I'm going to open up some applications in the background. Oh, good God, I've done it to myself again. Every time I use Visual Studio on stream, I mean to use the presentation mode of Visual Studio, and every time I forget. So hold on. I don't even know if many people realize that there's a presentation mode of Visual Studio, but I definitely do. I use it every time I'm on stream, and I totally have missed the mark. And RJ says, good to see I don't read LinkedIn messages too. Yeah, I sometimes read LinkedIn messages. Sometimes. I think I'm caught up on all of my messages. I mean, I know I have some new ones, but I legitimately think I'm caught up on all of them. I'm not sharing right now yet, but I will in 2 seconds. As soon as I get, there's a window opening in the background and I had to put credentials in. So I'll share this back out and I can show it to folks. Okay. Also, welcome, Wheelchair Sean. Really glad to have you. Welcome. Really glad to have you. Okay, now let me transition back. Okay, so now we have presentation mode. Now, so here's the thing. So for Visual Studio, if you were to go to the start menu and just go Visual Studio, right? Now there's always presentation mode has been around, I think, since for a number of years. I think since like Visual Studio 2020. I always use it when I'm presenting because it changes certain, like the size of certain windows. It changes what you can and can quickly get to. And so when I'm presenting, I typically lean on presentation mode. When I am streaming, I usually lean on presentation mode as well. And then the good thing is I can change my settings in presentation mode and it won't impact my settings in the regular mode. So say for instance, like if I decide I want to bump this up and then I want to change this theme, right? Change this theme to like, to light mode or blue, right? When I go back into regular Visual Studio, oh God, ugh. When I go back into regular Visual Studio, it doesn't impact that. My regular Visual Studio settings will still be in black, which is nice. And you can see, look, even it's bumped up the size of the Solution Explorer and all. So this is, yeah, I like presentation mode. If you didn't see that, I literally just Visual Studio, well, not Vix, yeah, Visual Studio, yeah. And then here we go, presentation mode, and that's it. So yeah. Okay, so real quick, download, where are we? Fractions app. Fractions app is meant to be a mobile application, but it will have a web component. And so it's built for both the web and for mobile devices. It's using, because it's built for the web, it's using, I'm gonna actually keep this on. I haven't written code in light mode, so it's been a while. Just be patient with me. Because it's written for both web and mobile, we have a web project and we have a Maui project, yeah. Maui for the mobile application. The other bit is as it has two different front ends, there's an API that sits behind everything. That one API has a number of different endpoints so that you call into it. You say, hey, I want to be able to do certain things. We need to build that out some more. And then that API connects to a database, and that database is managed. It's a Postgres DB. I've never built anything with Postgres, so this is my opportunity to learn. Because we have these different pieces and things are distributed, I'm actually running this with .NET Aspire. So .NET Aspire is our host app, and I'm just gonna run this now and see if everything works. And then there's a number of other projects in here. That's just the right way to say this, okay? It is checked into source control. I do not believe I updated, this is an ugly face, sorry. I do not believe I've updated the repo to be public. I think it's still private. RJ asks if there are any tests. There are not. I'm actually going to use GitHub. I'm going to use Copilot to build my tests because why would I build tests? That's crazy. Every time I start this application, I always forget that I need to run Docker. Hold on 1 second. Every single time. So the Docker engine is starting in the background. And the reason why I need to run Docker is because of the containers. Everything here is running on containers. So hold on. Let's get this all done. While this runs in the background, and you'll see it here, right? Docker's starting in the background. I have to check something. Yeah. I got a couple of messages from some friends this morning. I have some things I'm doing this afternoon as well, so it would make sense. The messages are just flowing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yep. So here goes our database, Postgres with here goes the database container, Postgres with the database itself, fractions. Here's the thing we use to administer our database. Then we have our API. The migration service is, I stole this from TBD Gamer. Shout out to TBD Gamer on Twitch. The migration service is a project that I have that will set up our database so that way the database is able to run. And then this is our web front end, is our web project, which I'm going to rename to just web. Something's wrong. 1 second. Yeah, something's busted. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is our fractions application. It's just a basic Blazor app, nothing special. I haven't changed the CSS on this at all, so disregard. This is all the stuff that you get out of the box, and then this is me now adding things in. Now, I messed up somewhere because this shouldn't still be here. And you can see it here. It says an unhandled error occurred. Let me go see if I can figure out what that unhandled error is. I bet you it's something to do with JavaScript. Yeah, so if you can't see that, what it says is the JSON value couldn't be converted to a list. So I'm doing something wrong in how I'm getting data back from the API. Okay, that's not a bad problem to have. We just know we need to go fix it. So maybe we start there today. We got about 25 minutes left. Let's just go see what we can come up with, yeah? I'm gonna stop running the application. All of my containers have stopped running. You see they're not here anymore. The other thing is Docker needs to update. I'm gonna try not to do that while we're on stream. We'll do that after the stream. I swear I ran a Wingate upgrade before I started the stream, but whatever. We'll see what's up. Anyway, and then to RJ's point, RJ asked me if we have tests in this. I do not. I probably should. Let me actually ask that question. Should we create the test project? Because I was going to use GitHub Copilot to do that for me. We could just ask GitHub Copilot to do it for us. What do we think? Any strong opinions? Do we want to spend time creating that test project and letting that get into the repo before we start writing more code? That's probably a good idea. Let me go say. Yeah, I need a new chat. And when I say, oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. So when I say use GitHub Copilot to do it for me, I was going to not use agent mode. I don't know if I've told y'all this. I don't really like agent mode. Now, let me try that one more time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't really like agent mode. And the reason why is because agent mode sometimes writes bad code, and I don't like that. So I legitimately prefer to do something where I can ask questions first and then say, okay, go do that, if that makes sense. Let me let me do this. I like what RJ asked. RJ asked, hey, what tests though? So here's what I would do. Let's try this. I'm actually going to do this interactively, totally vibe coding mode today. So let me reference the solution, a .NET Aspire run web and MAUI application that has a UI, that has a backing API and database in Postgres. If I wanted to write, too bad I can't spell. If I wanted to write some tests for this, how might I go about doing that in this solution? Should I put all of the tests in one project with folders for each area being tested? Let's see what it said. It's using the GPT 4.1 model, which is the default one for now. I may switch to a premium model. I find that I get different results with different models, so we'll see. But yeah, let's see what this says. Corey justifying judging AI for writing bad code. That's funny. Okay, so Copilot said the recommended approach would be to create separate test projects for each major area, and it keeps the dependencies clean, tests run faster, and responsibilities clear. They're not wrong. Then what does it say? Each test project will reference only the project that it needs to, right? Use a specific test framework and can be run independently. Okay, so this is actually good advice. I like this. Let me keep going. Why not one big one? Isolation, keep things focused, parallel development, different people can work on different things. This isn't that open source yet. CI/CD will run only the relevant tests. That's true. And you get cleaner test output. So they say we should do that. Wait, hold on. This is what they say for the API. What do they say for integration testing? I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, so then let me ask. Well, let me do this differently. I'm going to take their recommended structure and apply it. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Before I do that, let me see if I have any outstanding changes. What are the changes? Oh, I was doing something. Okay. I'm going to come here. What I want to do is go there, go there, go there. And I want to, I don't want to do that. I want to stash it. Well, can I just, if I stage it, can I stash it from there? Let me see. Nope, I can't. Okay, let me unstage. I don't like using a command line in Visual Studio because the window's funky. Let me see if I can. Where are you? See, hold on. Let me get the PowerShell window. Or maybe I can use the terminal window. Yep. Okay. It's taking it. What all is in the stash? They've only put the Razor one in the stash. That sucks. But that's okay. The only thing, did I have anything else in here? I don't think so. I could add more things in there, but that's fine. Because problems isn't anything special. I was just playing around with the UI. Yeah, that's fine. And then problems.json was just sample problems. That's fine. So then let me do this. Let me come here. Let me then go there. Let me come back here and apply that. And let me see what they do. Oh wait, they did it in the active document. That sucks. So let me see what it'll say. Can you guide me on how to create the projects? Let me see what it does. Because I could just do this in the Solution Explorer, but we've totally entered vibe coding mode. So let me close all tabs. Close that. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Okay. You know what? Since we had it open, let me see if it'll do it. Go back there. Go back there. Go back there. Apply. Copy. Paste. Go. I don't think we need a shared project. But let's see what happens. And then we got to add the specific references. Okay, so now I'm going to have agent mode do this. Let's see if agent mode will do this correctly. Can you... I created the projects. I'm going to add the solution and the projects back in there. That sucks. I gotta add specific files. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I created the tests projects in the solution for each part of the application. Can you take on the task of adding the right references for each project? Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Zero files for tests. I don't mind GitHub doing boilerplate stuff, or Copilot doing boilerplate stuff, but I really do mind. Oh, look at that. Isn't this the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen? Look, look, look. So they can't find it in the solution directory. They can't find it in the solution directory. So here's the thing. Okay, so now let's go see where these projects are. Let's go figure this out. They're all under Fractions app. So I think I have to move them. Let's do a dir. No, they're there. They've just not been added to the solution. That's the problem. Because they're there. See, look. So if I go here, 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 Fractions app, right? So I can, okay, look, let me just do this one by one. That's one. Add project. I could do this from the command line, but whatever. 2. I don't like the shared project. I think I'm going to delete that one. I don't think I need one for the shared project. 3. Oh, wait a minute. 1, welcome to the stream, Tara. Glad to have you. Tara says she's glad that we're back at it. Yes, we are back at it, and we're just coding. Take an hour a morning and see where this goes. Did I try Wait, did you mean the robocode extension? And no, I did not. Now I'm curious about this. I know nothing of this extension. Let's delete that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cancel. Okay, so now they're there. Now I'm going to see if I can get Copilot to do this again. Okay, I added the projects to the solution. Can you tackle this again for me? And maybe write one basic test for each project. Let's see if it does this. I'm totally vibe coding this because of RJ Pearson. Okay, so we have some referencing happening. That's good. Okay, it's told me the changes just here, so that's good. Let me keep these. What could it not find? Oh, I think it was the shared one because I deleted it, which I'm okay with. Don't go creating that. It's still thinking. I'm trying to figure out what it's thinking about. It's got the project created. I'm not going to slurp water from my big water jug on stream. But man, did I need some water just now. Oh, here we go. That's what it's waiting for. Do you want to run the following command? No, deny that. Okay, so project references have been added. However, couldn't find a shared one. That's fine. Once created. Okay, so now I'm going to add a basic test to each of the existing projects. Great. Let's go see what this test looks like. Okay, so this was actually helpful. Let's clap for that. What did it do? Again, I told you, you just can't let things go. So it created a bunch of test projects. It used, these are facts. So it looks like it used XUnit for that. And then it added the necessary references. Now our tests don't really do much. I'm okay with that for now. We'll just keep all the changes. And then let me make a change. Come. Let's there's nothing here that would change this. So let's just say we've added the test projects to the solution for each of the parts of the application. I'm okay to commit this as is, and then to come back and see what. Okay, now that we have these, let me minimize that. Tara, if you're still here, can you drop the link to that extension? Now I'm super curious. I really want to see what that extension is. This is how we code together, friends, and how I learn. We've got like 13, I'm sorry, I lied. We've got like, I don't know, like 10 minutes left. Cause I told you I gotta run, but I'm curious to see what happens here. The other bit is, since we're vibe coding, let's go vibe code some more. That's done. Let me get rid of all of this and just do a new chat. I'm going to close all of these windows because I like to just do that. And I want to see if this is going to actually help us fix our problem that showed up. Where were you? yeah, let me come back here. Let me apply all as unstaged. And then we can drop that. And then, I did something I wasn't supposed to. What did I do? Where did I put I had a JSON file. That had problems in it. Because I had this reading information from the JSON file. Where did I put it? I have no idea where I put it. Okay, well, let's go do it again. So I had a web project that was referencing a specific page. In that page, I had specific problems. I had this set up such that it would, here it goes. It would go and get a list of sample problems so we could start playing with our UI. Those sample problems were meant to come from the API. So here's what I want to do. I want to ask GitHub Copilot, just to see how far it's going to get, to create a list of sample problems based on our data schema in the data project, and then in the migration service project, and then save those sample problems in the API, then take our web application and have it make a proper request from that and parse that. Let's see what happens. Okay, I got to add a couple of documents. So we're going to add this one, active document. We're going to add problem. Where is it? It's in the migration service. The name of that file is migration service initializer, DB initializer. RJ, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Saturday as well. So if you've missed today, or if you want to make sure you come on back next Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes too. So don't fret if you think you're going to miss a lot. You'll be just fine. DB initializer, and then I'm going to add problems.razor. I want to add problem set controller. Okay, now let me see. I want to update the problems.razor file to use the API to return a sample problem set based upon the data schema defined in our DB initializer file. Then can you create the necessary code to do this so that our web application is using the API, which is then connecting up to Postgres to get the sample problem set. Let's see what it does. Sorry to sniff in y'all's ears. Allergies. Update problems.razor. Update the data model in problems.razor to match the fraction problem model. Yep, that makes sense. Change the API call to fetch from your endpoint. That makes sense. Update the UI to use the new model. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, it's reading all the right things. I like this. Let's go see what it changed. Now, I just want to see that. Oh, that's good. So it swapped to the fraction problem model. That's good. Fraction problem model is defined in our shared project, so that makes sense. Now it's fixing errors because something broke. So I think it's probably missing a reference. but we just added that reference, so that's weird. Let's see what else comes up. It takes a really long time to build the solution, so this may take a while. When this finishes, we're gonna wrap up. I gotta go ahead to I have to go ahead to a thing in about, I think I need to leave in like 90 minutes. So I gotta take care of some stuff before I leave. Oh, the build failed. Why the build failed? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that I agree with this sentiment. See, this is what I said with the agent. It said the problems.razor page is now updated to use your API to fetch a sample problem set and display its problems. Let's go see this. I think I agree with that, which is, look, it's using the right type, and then if I expand on our 24 hidden lines, on initialized, I see that it's now calling the API. Now, the way that it's doing this is wrong, because it should be using our API project, and because this is Aspire, we needed to not specify that. That's okay, we can fix that. But then the other side to this is, if I come into the API and I come to problem sets, it should just, when it maps to it, map to this, which would then get it from the database. So I'm curious as to what happened that this thing broke. Let me see. I really am out of time. So let me do two things. Let me accept these changes. Okay. Then let me go ahead and run this, and let me just see what happens. And then after that, it'll tell me where I need to be, because I can start to wrap this up. Oh, wrong one. $5160, $7156, and this is using 5160. Okay. So let me come here. Let me go to problems. Oh, look, it failed again. Look, it failed again. Yup. Oh. Okay, so y'all will appreciate this. This has bitten me in the butt 18 times. Let's call this 19 times. It failed because of cross-origin request things, cores. So I need to fix this, which is I have to go update the API project to allow requests to come in. I wonder if there's a way that Aspire handles that, so that only the containers can talk to each other. I'm going to do some research into that. In the meantime, this is a good place to leave it. We've failed. We've made some progress, but we failed again. So that's okay. It's a part of the lesson of being a developer. It's what we do. Yeah. But we lit up today. We added some test projects to our solution. We checked that in as well. Shout out to that. I'll commit that right after I get off stream, because I need to put my GitHub credentials back into Visual Studio. We did what? Got this thing now to actually use the API. That was good. Now we figured out that we need to enable cores. That's actually quite easy. I will likely write a blog post about why this came up and how to think about this when building Aspire applications. What else? I'm going to, at some point this week, spend some time digging into how to add an API, an AI agent into this. Stay tuned. I'll come back to that next week. I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm doing that. But we'll write some code during the week. We'll write a blog post. I'll land that blog post on my website, CoreyLWeathers.com. Shout out to the website. We love that. And then, I'm out of here, friends. Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go, do some stuff. We got stuff to go do. Let me go finish reading the last of the comments. Our friend Shirley says, you didn't fail. You successfully found another way that didn't work. We call that an achievement. Wait, what happened to the clap? There we go. We call that an achievement. Then Shirley said, hey, didn't Edison say something like when asked, how did it feel to fail so many times? He said, I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's exactly correct. That's actually the right way to think about this. As is the case with most things when you write code as a developer. You know what you know because you know that it didn't work. And then when you see it work, you're like, ooh, magic. So, yes. No, listen, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next Saturday, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, on Twitch, on YouTube. All handles, Corey L. Weathers. It's been fun, friends. I will see you next week. Ciao.